So we say that A is a subset of B if every element of A is in B. We say that A is a proper subset of B if it happens that A is a subset of B and there is at least one element in B which is not in A. So proper subsets means that there will be one element in the larger set which is not there in the. Now we define a relation on this sets, and this is broadly a general definition. It can be applied in many other contexts beyond set theory, and this is called a partial order relation. What are the constituents of this? First one is what is known as the reflexive property. That is, A is a subset of A for all sets A. The second property is known as the antisymmetric property. That is, if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, then A is equal to B, which we have already seen. We also have transitivity. That is, if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of C, then A is a subset of C. Another very important idea. And this is known as a complement of a set. A complement of a set is defined as the set of all elements that are not in A, but are in another set, which we call the universal set. So universal set, or the domain of discourse, is a very fundamental idea in set theory. So it basically tells us that within this domain, we will restrict ourselves. In many situations, people may not explicitly state that, but from the context, one would have to sort of infer what is the universal set the person is talking about. So it's not that whenever we talk about complement, someone explicitly tells us that this is the universal set, but we will always be able to sort of figure out from the discussion that, yes, we are talking about the universal set which looks like this. So when we are talking about numbers, we may have the real numbers of the universal set. So when we are talking about people, we may have all the people on the earth as an universal set. So the universal set will be determined by the context in which this idea is being talked about. But without the universal set, you cannot define complement. Now, whenever we have the notion of a universal set, immediate conclusion that we can draw is that A complement will change with the choice of the universal set. So if our universal set changes, the A complement will change. So the complement of the universal set is the null set, which is property 2, and the complement of the null set is the universal set. So this is by definition. So let's prove 3. So let X belongs to A complement, and that implies that X belongs to U minus A complement.
Then it implies that X does not belong to A complement.
It does not belong to A complement. Very good.
It means X does not belong to U minus A. It means X belongs to A. So that is why A complement A is a subset of A. If X is the element of A, then X is not element of U minus A. We can write in another format, X does not belong to A complement. If X does not belong to A complement, it means it necessarily belongs to U minus A complement. Then it means X belongs to A complement A complement. So then.
So the next one is A minus B is equal to A intersection B complement.
Yes, sir.
X belongs to A minus B. Okay.
Yeah.
So that implies
X belongs to A and X do not belong to B. So X belongs to A and X belongs to B complement.
And we have some universal set somewhere with respect to this complement.
Yes, sir. So this can be rewritten as X belongs to A intersection B complement. Yeah. Therefore, A minus B is a subset of A intersection B complement.
Next.
So X belongs to A and X belongs to B complement.
That implies X belongs to A
and X belongs to B complement.
Right.
So with respect to some universal set, this implies that X belongs to A and X do not belong to B. So this can be rewritten as X belongs to A minus B. So therefore, A intersection B complement is also a subset of A minus B. From these two, A minus B is equal to A intersection B complement.
So now comes this two famous rules, which are known as De Morgan's rules.
Sir, let's say X belongs to A union B complement. That means, sir, we can say X do not belongs to A union B.
X does not belong to A and X does not belong to B. So X belongs to A complement and X belongs to B complement. So that means what?
X belongs to A complement intersection B complement. A union B complement is subset of A complement intersection B. So let X belongs to A complement intersection B complement.
Right.
Which means X belongs to A complement and X belongs to B complement, which means we can say X do not belong to A and B, which means X doesn't belong to A union B, which implies that X belongs to A union B complement. Therefore, A complement intersects B complement is a subset of A union B complement.
This and this together, what can you say?
A union B complement is equal to A complement intersection.
So we have to prove A intersection B complement is equals to A complement union B complement. So if X belongs to A intersection B complement, that means X does not belong in A intersection. And if X doesn't belong to intersection B, that means X doesn't belong to A or X doesn't belong to B. This means that X belongs to A complement or X belongs to B complement. That means X belongs to A complement union B complement. And this suggests that A intersection B complement is a subset of A complement union. And if the other way around, if X belongs to A complement union B complement, this means that X belongs to A complement or X belongs to B complement. This implies that X doesn't belong to A or X doesn't belong to B. So if it is not present in A or B, that means X doesn't belong to A intersection B. This implies that X belongs to A intersection B complement. And this suggests that A complement union B complement is a subset of A intersection B complement. So A intersection B complement must be equals to A complement union B complement.
So here is a small application of the De Morgan's rule. Do you want to explain this?
Yes, sir. A minus B implies that A intersection B complement means okay. So we apply De Morgan's theorem here. A intersection B complement, it becomes A complement union of B complement complement.
Correct.
And we know B complement complement equals to B. So that's why A minus B complement equals to A complement union of B.